It's me again. We're looking at Psalm 49, and I'm going to have a word for those of us who trust in riches, who trust in wealth, who trust in physical security of whatever kind it is. Let me say, you don't have to be very rich to trust in riches. Jesus said that, didn't he? You listened to his words in the Sermon on the Mount, so easy to put your trust in things so quickly. Well, this is what this verse says in Psalm 49, and it's worth really giving a hear to. It talks about his mouth going to speak of wisdom, and the meditation of his heart is in understanding, and therefore he has some things to say. And this is what he says from his wisdom and from the understanding of his meditation. They that trust in their wealth, that boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them, in spite of all their wealth and their riches, can redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. Now, that is a picture language that's saying you can have all the money, all the wealth, all possessions in the world, and if your own brother who you love has a desperate need, it might be an illness, it might be taken prisoners, God's not going to ransom him. You can't ransom him. That shows your weakness. It's only God that can ransom him. And you cannot bring all your wealth to God and say, God, please ransom him. It doesn't work like that. You can go on your knees and confess your sins and plead to God to be merciful to you, yes. And peradventure God will be merciful. That's in the nature of God, the depth of a nature that I've not yet discovered. When I think God's going to be the great judge, sometimes he shows mercy. Other times when I think he should have showed mercy, he's the great judge. You find that in the Bible. Some things are beyond our understanding. But this one is very sure, that I have witnessed many, many wealthy persons lose their sons and their daughters in spite of all their wealth. They thought their wealth would buy them. But no, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. They wanted something more than physical wealth. And they found that in the arms of another person who didn't have the wealth and got married to them. And the parents were not happy. You see, wealth can be a very destructive thing, but the person who destroys the most is the person who's got it and doesn't use it for the benefit of others. That's the person it destroys the most. It's like a double-headed monster that eats at both ends. It eats you, and it eats the things it comes into contact with. Wealth under the hand of God can be a blessing to many people. But when I see the wealth that has been spent on our buildings and churches, and the needs of people around them is not even known. I wonder what would happen if a church decided to, say, raise $1 million next week to be spent on the people around them. Not on a new extension, but the people around them. I wonder what would happen. You see, you don't put your trust in the wealth. They that trust in wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give all their wealth to God a ransom for him. Boy in his Bible, thought for the day.